Such Vidiocy.
This is Final Fantasy IV.
Yes.
Originally introduced to us here in the United States as Final Fantasy II on the SNES. This is the PlayStation port of the game, so we can play 2 players. I'll be doing most of the playing, but Dylan's going to join in, and we're going to get started.
And here we are. The 5 airships.
The airships approach.
This is a pretty good opening.
Agreed.
Captain, we'll arrive at Baron shortly. I can't speak today, apparently.
Alright.
The captain seems kind of down.
After what we did, who wouldn't be? I mean, orders are orders, but killing innocent people to get the crystals?
I just think he's emo. Hey, we need that crystal. Mysidia. Get out of here, you mages. Honestly, these mages kind of suck if like 5 soldiers can take them out. Like, what kind of mages are you? Mages are supposed to be able to take out, like, whole squads with, like, 1 spell.
This isn't right. The Red Wings are supposed to protect people. We should never.
That's enough!
But Captain!
Surely you don't condone what we've done, Captain?
All of you, listen well. The raid on Mysidia was imperative. His Majesty and his council concluded that the Mysidians, who know much about the crystals, pose a serious threat to our kingdom. For Baron to prosper, we need the crystals. As soldiers of the Royal Air Force, we must achieve this by any means necessary.
Captain!
Monsters incoming!
Prepare for battle!
Man the cannons! It's 3 floaties, so Cecil use Inferno without any player input. Yeah, unfortunately you don't get to actually play these battles at all.
Are you alright?
More incoming!
Damn it!
Use your magic that you're never gonna use again. Really, where does it get Inferno on Let's Drum? Aren't there like items you can use?
Could be.
Cast those.
Is everyone alright?
Yee. Yes, sir.
So many monsters these days. Where the heck are they coming from?
What is happening to this world?
And you know, the 4 fiends, Goldbear, Zomus, all that. Captain, we are now over Baron.
Prepare for landing.
Alright. Let's deploy the landing gear, I guess. I don't know what we're doing. Put down the sandbags or whatever. We have landed. Now do we get to play the game?
Ah, the crystals.
I thought it said crystals at first.
Ah, the crystal is now ours, yes?
The Mysidians put up no resistance. They were so helpless.
You pity them. Come, Captain. His Majesty awaits.
Walking. Forward.
Showing you how to use latches.
Yeah, because you couldn't do that in the other 3 games.
Really? Even 2 and 3?
I don't think so.
I'd
Maybe.
Go back and check.
Forgive me, Captain, but I must speak to His Majesty in private. Please wait here.
In the waiting room with no chairs. Or benches. Because we're evil.
Your Majesty, I'm afraid Caesar can no longer be trusted. He clearly questions your authority.
I suspected as much. It matters not, so long as I get the crystals. Send him in.
Yes, Your Majesty. Captain, His Majesty summons you.
Hello?
Baron hails your return. The crystal, Cecil. Yes, Your Majesty.
It's right here in my back pocket.
We handed over the water crystal.
No, he's the water fiend.
So this is the crystal. What splendor. Dismiss, Cecil. No one knows what it's like to be the sad man. Your Majesty.
Why, Captain, what is it?
Your Majesty, forgive me, but what do you intend? The men are confused, some even displeased. And you? You question my command? No, I only... Silence! Dissension only leads to treason, and that I will not tolerate. I hereby relieve you of command of the Red Wings. Your Majesty. Now, I charge you with another duty. Slay the phantom beast that infests the Mist Valley, and deliver this bomb ring to the village mist. You leave tomorrow at first light.
Your Majesty, I beg you to reconsider. Caesar has done no wrong.
You insolent cur! How dare you barge in here? If you're so concerned about him, by all means, accompany him. Now, take that ring and be gone.
Receive bomb ring.
Your Majesty.
Well, that sucks.
I'm sorry, Kane.
Don't worry. After we finish this task, you'll be flying again in no time. Get some rest. Leave tomorrow's preparations to me.
You're a good friend.
I am a good friend. I'm sure I'd never get brainwashed and fight you or anything. That'd never happen. Because we're good friends. I'm running the ball.
With you and Master Kane joining forces, nothing will be able to stop you.
The Mist Valley is northwest of Daron. I don't know why there's a French dude randomly in the city. I just like to throw in a French voice. Alright. I know there's some treasure
Is
shit.
that one button in this game?
There might be. I should probably set up the controls too. Menu.
There's a circle. I don't know.
Although I can't. I guess I can't set you up yet. Sorry. Getting used to the buttons again. You prefer wait or active?
I prefer wait. I mean, active can be fun, but I just prefer wait.
You like it where it is, or you want to change up the speed?
I think it's fine for now. We haven't really gone into any battles. If we want to change it later.
Alright, I think everything's fine for now.
Yeah. It's the 3 secret treasure chests. They're so secret.
You are free to take the items in this room. Press the switch on the wall to open the door.
It's very secret. Oh yeah, money, ether, and tent.
There's a run button. It's circle, which is kind of awkwardly placed, in all honesty.
I have no idea what's in this direction.
Baron's sacred treasures rest within the wall. Access to the chamber is forbidden.
I'm fine. We'll just come back and take it later when we barge in here.
Man, we have to pull another all-nighter. This sucks. Don't tell the boss that I was complaining, alright?
Have you seen Master Thid? He ordered the third of the airships and disappeared somewhere. You're not gonna let me in there either, are you? Yeah, I figured.
Ugh. We don't want to steal.
I mean, those 3 chests might be about all there is to get right now. Dude, it's been a long... We did a free enterprise randomizer of this on Twitch a couple years back. That was really fun, but it didn't necessarily remind me of where everything is, and we didn't play the game in order, of course, because it was a randomizer.
Cecil. Thank goodness you're alright. I was so worried. You and your men left on such short notice.
We're okay. I wish I could say the same for the Mysidians.
Cecil. I'll visit you later, okay?
Alright.
What was Rose's job in the castle?
I don't know.
Oh, Henry kidnapped some of the Mysidians.
I didn't do it. Well, I guess I did. I was leading that raid.
I didn't do it. Oh wait, I did do it.
Well, look who's back. Rose was mighty worried about you.
It's Sid, the man, the man.
I'm not so
legend.
sure about this Sid voice. I know we agreed to it ahead of time, but...
It's so Sid, though.
I told you before, and I'll tell you again, if you ever make her cry, I'm not gonna let you ride my airships. So how my baby doing? I'll bet you and your grunts crashed him again, huh? What's the matter with you, boy? What? The king demoted you to an errand boy? What about my Red Wings? They'll be a mess without you. What's come over the king? Maybe I should think twice about working on the new prototype he's been hounding me to finish. Hell, if I'm going to let him use my beloved airships as killing machines, Cecil, you and me, we gotta stick together on this. Now you're going to complete your mission and get back safe, you hear? Whoa, I gotta get home or my daughter's gonna kill me.
Alright, bye.
Still second guessing that voice.
I think it's perfect.
Perfectly off. Anything in the
And
pot?
that guy's sleeping, face down. Odd way to sleep.
Well, I'm up here now.
It's a little overlook.
I can't really see anything because there's a wall there, but
What was Sid doing up there?
I guess. Well, I mean, to be fair, he could be looking out over the rest of the castle to
Yeah.
see, to await for Cecil's return.
Cecil's gonna come through here any minute now.
Really, nothing in the pot.
I've changed the sheets, sir. Good night.
And now for Cecil's sleepy time. Cecil sleepy time. Dun, dun.
What's happened to the king? He covets the crystals as though he's possessed, and he'll resort to any means to get them. Nevertheless, I can't defy him. How could I cross the man who raised Cain and me like his very own? The chivalrous knight whom I've adored and admired since childhood. I will not betray him. I can't.
Do, do.
Cecil? What's going on? You just returned from Mysidia, and now you must leave again to battle this phantom beast?
Don't worry.
Cecil, look at me.
In Mysidia, we killed innocent people to steal their... It was horrible. I guess it's my fate as a Dark Knight. Soon, I won't even feel any remorse for my actions.
You and I both know that would never happen.
Still, I can't defy the king. I'm a hopeless coward.
Yeah, you are a coward.
The Cecil I know would never whimper like this. The Cecil I love. You leave for Miss early tomorrow, right?
Don't worry, Kane's coming too. I'll be fine. Trust me.
Please come back safe, okay?
Thanks, Rosa.
Honestly, this room kind of sucks. He has one table, a clock, a bed, and a pot. And 4 swords on his wall. Not much
I
room.
mean, the 4 swords are cool.
I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, it's time for adventure! So, are you ready for some real combat?
Always.
Lead the way. Now it's time to play the game. After a long dialogue.
Time for the preamble.
There's some good music.
Oh, the best.
This is supposed to be Final Fantasy IV's bridge scene.
Yeah. Not as good as the original, but still cool.
Yeah.
And so, the Dark Knight Cecil was stripped of his command as captain of the Red Wings. He and the Master Dragoon, Cain, head toward the Dark Valley for the Village Mist.
It's also slow.
Yeah, and it comes up at a weird point, so I can't really get a feeling of what's coming next. Because it doesn't scroll from the very bottom, so... The advent of the airship marked the realization of Baron's dreams, but also the birth of its militarism.
I feel like they could have ended it after the first paragraph. It's like everyone with this backstory just puts some like books in the library.
I'm gonna let more of it load before. With its Royal Air Force Red Wings, Baron soon reigned supreme. Now, as monsters multiply and stir unrest, Baron only exploits his power to collect the world's crystals. Why?
In fact, that should have been like the opening cool, like how the first Final Fantasy has like the wind stops the Earthwatch. I feel like that part should have been first, and then the first paragraph should have been here only.
It should be their world is veiled in darkness spiel.
Yeah.
The crystals shed their light silently.
It's like, yeah, we just saw that the Red Wings are taking over and stuff. You don't need to tell us again.
And now we're playing!
Yeah, and I can be Kane, which is way cooler than Cecil.
Dude, this is still one of my, top 5 favorite games of all time. Not as good as Final Fantasy VI, but still a fantastic game. Wait, why does it say Control 2, Control 1?
Because that's... You're saying which...
There'd be more people filled in, for the whole part. I gotcha. I thought it was like 2 different ways to control Kane and 3 different ways to control Cecil. What?
3 controllers for Cecil.
Of course, the original SNES version wasn't multiplayer, which was about the only thing that's not good about it in my estimation. And you gotta remember, in the United States, we came straight off the original Final Fantasy into this game. And this was just a revelation. I mean, I love the original Final Fantasy. It's the game that really got me into role-playing games. I mean, I tried Dragon Warrior a bit, and Ultima even less, but Final Fantasy is what really opened up the door to me.
My only complaint about the SNES version is that half of the abilities are missing. Like, Cecil doesn't have Dark. Like, half the other characters don't have the ability.
Yeah, but getting back to what I was saying, I love the original Final Fantasy, but the depth that's presented in this game just blows it away, at least in that aspect. I mean, I think there's a really good story in the original Final Fantasy, but there's not as much depth of character and, the interactions between the characters that you can have in this game, because basically you're just using templates and moving on. You don't have fully formed characters like you do in this game. And so this just blew my mind to have actual pre-made characters, and they're all integrated into the story, and they interact with each other. I thought it was incredible.
This definitely isn't my favorite Final Fantasy. Not my favorite of the second trilogy or so. But it's really good. My least favorite of the second trilogy.
It's really not that far off from 6 for me. And it blows away 5 in my estimation.
I disagree with that. And I have a bad story.
You 5? Like the jobs system in 5.
I love
but
the
overall,
jobs
I think this
5.
is a better and deeper game than 5. You have to admit, 5 is a little slight.
Deeper game plot-wise.
Go back! Who's there? Show yourself.
That's an odd voice for the Mist
Well,
Dragon.
you weren't coming up with anything. You do it from now on.
Fine, I will.
About my only complaint about this game is by the time it came out and I got to play it,
I'm jumping on the simp.
my best friend who had played the first Final Fantasy with me, he and I weren't really hanging out that much anymore, so it was a little bittersweet, like, man, he would have really liked this game. And interestingly enough, another one of my friends who was a big fan of Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy, didn't like this game. They thought it was disappointing compared to the original Final Fantasy. They told me they only played it long enough to get to to fight the White Horse and then gave up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The White Horse?
Dragon?
The Mist Dragon, exactly.
Wow, that's not that long.
Yeah. And I don't know why they didn't like it. I mean, I guess they were more into the adventure style games like Zelda and Utopia and whatnot. But I don't know, man. They like the original Final Fantasy. And I feel like if you like the original Final Fantasy, you're going to love this. It just takes what's great about the original Final Fantasy and magnifies it.
Cecil is a pretty cool character. How he goes from Dark Knight to Paladin.
He could just stay to Dark Knight the whole time for my money, though.
I really like Paladins.
I know you do. I don't have anything against it. I just think the Dark Knight's really cool.
But I also really like Kane, and I like Dragoons a lot in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, you're going on about the Dark Knight. Meanwhile, you're going to play the whole game as Kane, so... Well,
I am definitely not going to play
the whole game, but I
as
mean,
Kane.
he's like your main character.
Yeah. He's the one on the frickin'... He's the one in the title. Standing in the title.
Well, good for him. I'm used to the SNES version of the title, where it's just a red screen. There's a sword on the title, that's it. And of course, like I say, I never got to play Final Fantasy 2 or 3 at the time. I would eventually play them when they'd get ported over here, but... Actually, did 3 ever actually get officially ported over here? Only the 3D version, right?
Yeah, and then the Pixel remaster recently.
Right. Correct. Thank you for reminding me of that. The one that we played
Yes.
at the beginning of 2002. Not 2002, 2022.
I think the Pixel remaster is probably the best way to play it.
We played it in the past. I agree, that's why we did it.
The 3D version definitely changes things quite a bit, of what I've heard.
And again, if you get to play all 4 games, go from Final Fantasy to Final Fantasy 2 to Final Fantasy 3 to this, you see the progression, but again, here in the US, we jumped straight from the original into this, and it was amazing.
Yeah. I think the Pixel remaster...
It's still a really great game. I'm not saying it'd be worse if you played the others. You just get to see a little more of the progression. Actually, I think story-wise and character-wise, 3 is a step back from 2. I know 2 has some really wonky gameplay elements.
But has a much better world. Its world is awesome. How you're on the small island, then you can go...
It's
to the bigger
cool in
world.
concept, but I feel like it's kind of slight. It's kind of like Final Fantasy V, where there's just not really a lot to it. It was a much shorter game than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. But also has the job system, so, you know, automatically better than 2. I mean, it's better than 2 other than that. 2's gameplay is the worst I've played.
I don't know. I would say even the original Final Fantasy has a better story than Final Fantasy 3.
Probably.
And again, I know you don't have as much characterization as you do, and I guess the characters in Final Fantasy 3 that you play as are more general, but they introduce other characters that join your party for a time. So you get a little more depth of character with that, but overall, I think the story in the first Final Fantasy is better. And the world, I know it's a relatively small game, especially being a relatively early NES game, but I don't know.
The world is relatively large.
It
Having underwater, above water, and the little island.
It feels bigger to me than Final Fantasy 3. Maybe it's just a case of expectations, like I expected Final Fantasy 3 to be bigger than it was, but it just felt a little more slight. It wasn't bad, but it just felt like, wow, we're almost done?
Leave at once. Could that be the beast of the Mist Valley?
I don't know, their voice seems to be changing.
Knights of Baron. Who are you? Leave now, and no harm will befall you. Confident bastard, aren't you? You refuse? Now we'll leave.
We have to go to Mist Village. We're not going back.
So be it. The mist is gathering. Into a white horse.
Behold the pale horse.
Also, I find it odd how Cecil attacks. When he attacks with his spear, he freaking does that.
You mean Cain?
Yeah,
You
sorry.
said
Cain.
Cecil.
It's like I should be jumping in this fight, but also I feel like this fight is a terrible time to be jumping. Because, like, I don't know when she's gonna turn to mist. Like that. And now we sit here. So, how's your day?
Fine, I'm
This is the
playing,
introduction
I'm playing
to-
Final Fantasy IV, one of my favorite video games.
This is the introduction to the active time battle system. Sitting here. Alright, now we can continue fighting. Now it's time to play the game. But yeah, Cecil's dark ability is pretty cool. It's not great against single targets, it's better against groups. But it's like, why wasn't that in the SNES version? Yeah, I should be jumping. Jumping takes a lot less time than I thought it did.
Kane's outfit is much more greenish than I remember it being.
Yeah, it's a much more cyan, teal, greenish, whatever.
I thought it was much closer to Cecil's.
Also, I love the jump animation. Ah, dang it. Well, that's awkward.
Good job, Kane.
Don't worry, she doesn't care. But I like when King comes down, he just face plants into them. Doesn't come down with a spear or anything, no, just head first into them. I believe it's the same animation in Final Fantasy III, technically.
Yeah, it says Mist D. And it looks like that. I don't know where you get White Horse from.
I mean, the head is vaguely horse-shaped,
With the back of it looking like that?
and the neck is vaguely horse-shaped, and the body is vaguely horse-shaped, you know, minus the wings.
It's vaguely horse-shaped like a Cheeto was vaguely horse-shaped.
It's more horse-shaped than other things.
You might want to use an item.
Oh yeah, I am dying. That's unfortunate. Apparently jumping on the mist they don't counterattack, but...
Yeah.
Yes, we know, game! We've been doing that the entire time. Cecil's accidentally stabbed the mist. Sitting around. This the active time battle system. They did have ATB gauges back then.
I'm telling you though, even now, over 30 years later, this is still in my top 5 video games.
It's definitely good Final Fantasy.
Which, I mean, to be fair, is...
Oh, and Cecil's gone.
Filled with Final
Kane.
Fantasy games.
Kane is gone.
I mean, my top 5 would probably be all Final Fantasy games plus Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. Kane is gone. Kane jumped out of here. Alright, bye, Cecil.
Peace out, bro.
Thank you for watching. Now we invite you to do all that good stuff. Comment, subscribe, like. Just letting you know, not trying to be rude. I don't have to tell you how to YouTube, but please tune in for the next show. We'll be back with more Vidiocy before you know. For Maddie and Dylan, etc. et al. We will Vidiocy you. Peace out, y'all.